Hello? 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 Oh.
Mm.
Hello? He- Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Hi, everybody. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm live now. Hello? Well, I certainly hope this is working. Hi, everybody. I'm live and I'm here to paint reborn dolls. As you all can probably tell, my computer's back. It's back and in working condition. For anybody who's wondering, I am talking slow because I'm listening to the playback on my phone to make sure that the audio is working correctly. It seems like we're good to go. I don't know if the stream will be delayed for you guys or not, but it shouldn't be. I'm going to share the stream with just a few more people, and then I can show you my face. Wish me luck, everybody. So, before I get started, I would like to ask, how was everybody's day today? I hope that things were fine for everybody. If not, that's okay. Hopefully you'll feel a lot better watching this stream and listening to some calming music. In case you're curious as to what we're doing today, well, I will go ahead and show you. Let's just manage some things. Whoops. Wrong grab. Sorry. I'm still getting used to some of these features. They're really fun though, I will say that much. And... Ba-ba-da-ba! Hello! Hi, it's me. I'm here. And I am live. Time is precious indeed, and I don't want to waste anyone's time, so I'm just happy to let you all know that my computer is out of the shop. I'm here. I'm back in the studio, as one say. What are we cooking up today? Well, we're not really cooking. We are more or less painting. This is a Reborn doll kit. It's Nighty Night by Seacrest. Seacrest Dolls used to be an American doll company. Unfortunately, they shut down physical production here in the US, but I believe they still produce dolls with McPherson's in Germany. In any case, this is the COA and her sculptor. Certificate of Authenticity. The kit name is Nighty Night from Seacrest Dolls, and it's an open edition, and it's signed and officiated by Brenda Newfield, McPherson's Crafts. This is not sponsored, by the way, but hey, McPherson's, if you ever want to sponsor me, you know where to find me. In any case, this is a sponsored doll, not necessarily as in this is sponsored content, but I am painting and sending this doll off to somebody who's hopefully special enough, hopefully intrigued enough, who will hopefully support me in this endeavor in order to fund me in order to make Reborn dolls. Not only to sculpt my own Reborns and to continue painting, but as well as, maintaining my own distribution, copyright fees, things of the sort. But, I figured that the only way I can get that sort of help, financial help, is to show them off my work and hopefully wow them to the point where they feel like, hey, maybe this might be a worthwhile long-term endeavor. I'm drafting up the contract today. Well, I started drafting it up today, and by that I mean I mostly published the cover and the title, but little steps, tiny itty bitty baby steps. We go 1, 2, 3, 4 or so steps at a time here, and that's okay. That's okay. This is the blue that we'll use for veining, but before we even do that, we need a foundation coat. And I need to figure out what that foundation coat color is going to be. Is it going to be this murky pinkish brown color? Is it gonna be this whitish color? Personally, I want something with a little bit more melanin. But that's just my personal preference. So here's what I'm gonna do. This is a little bland. It's not exactly pink. It's not exactly orange. So I think what I'll do is that I'll find a light flesh tone and use that as the base in order to start baking the kit. Let's see, USB, here we go. Forgive me, I'm gonna go ahead and hide my face for a moment, and I will take you back to the little Peter Rabbits on the left side, the right side, and see what I can do for you guys. Don't mind. There we go. That's more or less of our workspace. Ugh. Oh, the USB isn't too grating at this angle, actually. I mean, the LED light isn't too bad at this angle. It doesn't really hurt my eyes as much. There we go. Go. The thing is, it's in the way of the camera. But that shouldn't be a problem if I hide my face. Let's see. I'm gonna reorganize this just a bit. Come on. That's not the one I want. I'm trying to grab this one. I'm trying to snag my background, but I can't for whatever reason. There we go. There we go. Now that that's ready, let's go ahead and figure out what our base color is going to be. So these are my paints right now. I can't exactly zoom in for you, but I will lift them up for you guys to see. And I think for the sake of brevity and not to make these too dark, we are going to go ahead and use Flesh. Where is Flesh? 06. There it is. A little bit of Flesh 06. Yeah, Flesh 06 is fine. And I feel like that'll give us a bit of a tone that's not too dark, not too light, but basically a decent neutral base that matches the vinyl. Now, here is how this works. These paints, you don't need a lot in order to get what you need out of them. Excuse me. Sorry, Cleo girl. My apologies. I need my odorless paint thinner. Goodness gracious, I was so excited to start. Me? I was so excited to start that I may have gotten a little ahead of myself. But you know what? It happens to the best of us. There we go. Now we have our sponges. And of course, our eyedroppers. Now with this odorless paint thinner, we are going to go ahead and grab I say we start with about 3 milliliters. We'll go ahead and leave this to the side down here. And then taking a toothpick, you really don't need a lot. I'm gonna show you just how little you need when it comes to something like this, especially a base coat. You take your toothpick, you take your paint. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. Sorry, that LED light was a bit much. There we go. Your toothpick and your paint, and you only take a little bit. This is like the tiniest smidge of paint ever. And it's gonna seem a little kooky and a little crazy now, but we're gonna go ahead and just drop it in there. Look at that. And I'm sure you're wondering, Teresa, how does a tiny speck of paint like that turn into something you could put on a Reborn doll kit? That's insane, okay? That's impractical. That's gotta be impossible. Well, that's where our odorless paint thinner comes in. We take this thinner and we drop it in here. And we are gonna start with like a milliliter and a half, 2 milliliters at most. Okay, that's roughly 2 millimeters. And then taking the toothpick, you just stir it. And it's gonna be a little tricky to break up at first because this paint is pretty thick and it's really concentrated even for oil heat set paint. Genesis is the good stuff. At least it was when it was in production. But look at that. It's a bit tricky to tell what the color actually is, and I do apologize for that. But it is a pretty light brown. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out which lighting would work best. Okay, look at that. The LED lighting is pretty soft, and it's no longer in my eyes or in the eyes of the camera, so it's not grating. Look at that. Whoop. Look at how pretty that is. It's a bit hard to tell with this lighting, but trust me, it's looking pretty light brown. It's looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and add the rest of our thinner. The more thinner you add, the paler the skin appears. And I am sure that your guys are asking, well, holy moly crap. If it's this thin, how exactly is the color going to appear on the doll? And the trick to that is layers. Now, we are just adding our base coat layer. And that's not gonna make much of a difference right now because it's just gonna look pretty blah, 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 blah. But as time goes on and as we continue to add our layers, you guys are gonna see how the kit changes with time. And I think that is the cool part that I really want to record for you guys on stream. Oh goodness gracious. Let's not be abrasive. There we go. Now, if you want, some artists, they will dip their little brush into the Genesis heat set paint. As a matter of fact, they will go in here, take a subtle bit, and then wash it in here in order to increase the concentration of the color. And you can do that if you so wish. But, you know, I'm actually glad that I did that since this is a base color. Allow me. Okay, so There we go. And now we get to start painting. Oh, I've missed this so much. And I'm extremely glad that I'm able to do it on stream with you guys. For you guys, even. The thing is, I will probably work some of this stuff off camera. But I really want to show you veining, modeling to some degree. And of course, the base layers. I figured that if I stream this process, you guys would be able to be like, whoa, what is that? Is that really how it comes to life? And the answer is, yeah, it is. I do want to say that while these reborns are painted to look realistic, I am going more for a fantasy angle. I do think that this baby would probably have been lost in a lava-like setting, and somebody was traveling and they were like, oh my goodness, who left this poor little baby surrounded by all this lava? The zombies and the monsters could get to her, or him, you know. Although I do already have a name in mind for this little one. It's Sarah or Samuel. Let me know which one you prefer. So, taking our time, going through everything very gently, we are making sure we are getting a nice even layer across the entire vinyl. Now, I'm going to talk to you guys about creases in a minute. Basically, getting all these itty bitty bends and whatnot within the vinyl in just a few minutes. For now, let's keep painting. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't a huge fan of the LED, but I don't really hate it now. Especially when you can only take so much warm sunlight or warm light in your room all at once without it giving you a headache. Y'all ever get a headache when you're in the sun because it's just super bright and it's not even just the heat, it's the light in it of itself? I struggle with that sometimes. I'm gonna go ahead and get the inside of the mouth since this is the base layer. Bridge of the nose. Let's never ever forget the bridge of the nose, the cute little nostrils. Make sure that you get in those nostrils. And then this ear. I'm pretty sure we missed this ear. Okay, so now we are going to go ahead and take our makeup sponge. Some people call them art sponges or makeup sponges, but what you're going to do is you are going to pat off the excess. And this is so that the buildup doesn't make the doll look really chalky or ashy. We're going for a realistic look, and because the sponges on these aren't even, they leave an imprint on the skin that makes it look like, skin. You want to take advantage of these corners and creases in order to get into those nooks and crannies. I still have something to say about that in a bit, but for now, I'm gonna get the back of the skull. Okay, so what's in here? Oh, loose vinyl. That's exactly why you're supposed to wash these. A loose bit of vinyl from the inside came out. Admittedly, the inside of this is not completely dry. I was really excited to start. So I might have jumped the gun a bit, but you know what? That's life. So now I'm going to sit this head right here. And I am going to go ahead and make sure we don't have to worry about buildup in the crease details. These are cotton tipped toothpicks. I got like 800 of them for like roughly, I think, $11. It was well worth it. So you can use these or even like a regular Q-tip, and then you with the cotton end stick it into the creases of your kit. Here, I'll go in from this way. And this is to pick up any additional excess that could have potentially built up. And in case you're worried about it making lines or stuff, you can just pat it. But yeah, you really want to check the mouth for any additional like buildup and stuff. Take here too. Go over the ear. Go in the back. Curve here. Pay some mind. Again, don't want to mess up. Hi. So we took. I'm going to go ahead and work on my sculpts because okay. So we went ahead and we used that toothpick, cotton tip toothpick, to go over any creases or any potential buildup. Gonna go ahead and go around the ring of the kit as well. There we go. That's lovely. Now, the next step is the one that requires a bit of patience. We have to let this air dry before we even begin to bake it. So, it doesn't look that much different, but it is a decent base of fairly humanoid looking skin that will give us a good base to work off of. So, that is the head. You want to know what's next? Let's start with this huge chunka monka leg. But yeah, this is a really cute leg. The sculptor, they did a great job. I'm sure Seacrest has tutorial DVDs on sculpting babies. I should look into them. But, you know, for just the base layer, I'm going to start from the foot and hold the base of the leg because that makes it easier for me to control the flow. It just makes it easier to hold on to. You're going to coat the entire foot. So, how is everybody's day? Is there something about this weekend, this Saturday in particular, that you guys are either looking forward to or really enjoyed? If there is, you're more than welcome to share it. I don't mind. The thing about McPherson's kits is that the holes are a bit small. Bountiful Baby has bigger holes, so you can just stick your entire fingers in here. But like with a McPherson's kit like this is my first McPherson's kit I'm painting. I don't know, it's really tricky to hold on to this. It seems like you're really gonna have to hold on to the ring the whole time. I'm used to painting Bountiful Baby kits and test parts. Oh, I adore this song. Okay, so we got that pretty doused, right? Look at how shiny that leg is. But we can't leave it shiny like that, because what's going to happen when it dries like this and it's super thick? It's going to look ashy. So now we pat off the excess. We pat off the excess. And it's a little hard to catch on this light, but just know that it's looking a little more matte. It's not looking as shiny. I'm going to go ahead and get the foot before it completely soaks into the vinyl, because that in and of itself can be a waste of paint as well. You know, painting Reborns is fun, but I really am looking forward to sculpting. I know that my first couple of sculpts are probably going to look really busted. I'm not 100% ready for the margin, the curve, the learning curve. But I am still very excited to try. I'm never going to give up on trying because I want to be good at it. Long-term goals. Short-term actions. Alright. Here is our cotton covered toothpick. And now we're just going to go ahead and, the places prone for buildup on legs, aside from these big creases that define the soles of the feet, are underneath the toes. That is a huge one. There's all sorts of debris that can caught underneath the toes. So you need to be really diligent and make sure that you get that stuff. I think for most people, because the Reborn doll community is relatively small, role plays seem to be the most popular, as well as restuffings, restuffing your doll to your liking, especially if it's overstuffed or it's not weighted to your preference. Those are really, really popular. Those are really, really cute. The tutorial videos seem to do pretty alright as well. Okay, we got those creases a bit. Again, you guys can't tell because it's not a Bountiful Baby kit, but if it was, I would have just stuck my fingers in there in order to hold it. I can't really do that with this, so bear with me. Getting fingerprints on the kit isn't really a crime, but it's something that most people try to avoid. Okay, so that's looking pretty dang good. So far, I'm not seeing a lot of buildup here, but it can't hurt to just ghost over it just to make sure nothing's building up there. And it looks like nothing really is, so let's go ahead and pat any scratches or scratches we may have accidentally made. And there's leg number 1. So, let's put that away for now and leave it to dry. Let's stretch. It's really important to stretch pretty frequently. You don't want to like get stuck in one condition or one spot and just have your back hurting all the time. That would suck. Okay, that would be awful. We'll be right back. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Hello, we're back. Hi, hi. I think what is next is that we will paint the arm. One arm. One of them. Let's look at this arm. So, I believe this is the left arm. It looks like a right arm to us, but it's the left of the baby's arm. And it's closed kind of in a fist. Oh, look at that. So bowed up. Mwah. So now we're going to go ahead and put the base color on this. I'm going to do my best to keep this baby's fist in frame. Stir this up. Sometimes the heat set paint, since it's oil based, it will set. So stir it up before you start going, especially when you take a break. And now we're going to go ahead and paint. I'm gonna be honest. I practiced painting a finger. Oh, I love this song. I practiced not painting, but sculpting a finger. And I know you're supposed to sculpt fingers as part of a hand. But it was really tricky just to sculpt a finger. So when I practice an arm or a hand, I wonder what I'm gonna do. Obviously, the polymer clay won't go to waste. I'm pretty sure I can just reuse the polymer clay to practice sculpting what I need to. But it's like, wow, there's a lot of time and effort that goes into this. I respect people like Von Brown and Donna Rupert. Donna Rupert is one of my favorite reborn doll sculptors ever. Her stuff is so cute. I've been buying kits of hers for like months now, but I need I'm going to paint one for, another sponsor pitch in hopes that, maybe they'll fund me and I can paint a few and sell them off as collectibles. There we go. Okay. So the arm didn't actually take as much effort. Arms obviously are a little less thicker than thighs and legs and all whatnot. So what we do next, of course, is pat off the excess. Sorry. I have toy materials, a ton of yarn and toy materials under my table. And sometimes they rattle and they make these cute little noises. I crochet and I knit, and I crochet and I knit accessories for these dolls on occasion. By the way, I don't know if any of you guys know the story of my first ever reborn doll. It was, I believe, a Cindy Musgrove kit. It was named Fauna, and I painted it in the style of a pig. Um, it started out as a dedication to Technoblade, and I was gonna auction him off for Abortion Fund charity, but then unfortunately we found out that Technoblade had passed away, and I auctioned him off in order to raise funds for the Sarcoma Foundation. Unfortunately, I was almost scammed, but a friend of mine was kind enough to donate $35 to the Sarcoma Foundation, and I sent him all the way to Canada to live with them. And he has such a sweet, happy home now. The kids he's with love him, and the person, who was kind enough to help me out so then my efforts wouldn't have been squandered in vain, she absolutely adores him. So that makes me thrilled. It's good to know that when something bad happens, there's always a silver lining for somebody to help give you a pick me up. It's really, really great. And that makes me extremely happy to know that he's been adopted into a great home. Speaking of adoption, Bailey, another one of the reborns that I showed off on stream, should be arriving at his new adoptive home today. So I'm really excited about that. Hopefully he gets there really soon. USPS says that he should be there by roughly what? 9 p.m. at the latest? I'm holding him to that, but USPS can be a bit tricky when it comes to like their delivery services because sometimes stuff will be marked as delivered when you didn't receive it. That was a problem a couple of years back, and thankfully it's been mostly rectified, but Jesus, man, I can't believe that was a problem in the first place. Here we go. So this is the base coat on one of the arms for the baby. Making sure I actually did get off all the excess. There we go. There we go. Awesome. Nice. Let's put this up. Holy crap, you're so cute. So, arm or leg? Arm or leg? That's the question. That's our dilemma. There's one person watching the stream. Hi to the one viewer. I really hope you're having a good time. And if not, then I'll do everything I can to make it better. Let's get up, stretch. And take a water break.
My dog Cleo, she's been great this entire time. What a good girl. I love you, baby. You love watching me paint your newborns.
Okay, let's get back to painting. I just needed to get up, stretch, drink some water, sit down. Okay, we're getting back to work. Baby. Alright, I say we go for the second arm. I'm gonna be real, by the time I'm done painting the base coats on the second arm and the second leg, the head might be ready to bake. I do not know how to show you the baking process without it being a headache, but I just want to let you know that hopefully if I'll try my best to show you, and if I can't, no worries. I'm pretty sure most of you guys are here for the painting anyhow. Let's go ahead and paint our baby. Stir. Why do we stir? We stir to loosen up what's settled. That's right. I'm gonna be really honest with you. I want to show you guys veins because veins are so cool. Veining is so much fun. Ugh. And like, there's really no wrong way to do it. Like, there is no way to go wrong with veining per se. Okay, gotta make sure we get in between. Alright, look at the shiny little hand. The baby. Something that I don't know if most people know, I know that some Reborn doll owners know that Irresistibles has come out with their own line of heat set paints. But Beatrice Clamont's heat set paints are being sold by Dolls by Sandy. And Dolls by Sandy is a much smaller Reborn doll retailer, but I love them so much. They have so much affordable stuff, and the people who work there are very kind-hearted. So, dollsbysandy.com, if you want to look into those Beatrice Clement heat set paints, maybe you should. I haven't tried them yet. I'm not sponsored. I know I keep on saying that, but I've been wanting to. I gotta check out the prices and see if they're as cheap as whatever is available for stock for Genesis heat set paints. Genesis has been industry standard, I think, for the past 20, 30, maybe even 40 years. So, like, the fact that they went out of business was just a huge blow to a lot of people. At the very least, it was demotivating. But it feels good to know that Irresistibles and Beatrice Clement and all these other people were able to step up and provide heat set paint options for those of us who got started on heat set. Yeah, this is gonna be a chunky, chubby baby. I am impressed. Seacrest, look, you got some good stuff going here. Oh God, imagine being able to sculpt a baby like this. Can't wait. process. Sure, there's not severe buildup in the middle of the fingers. This is really tricky, but really necessary. The middle of the fingers is another place where buildup occurs, and I think for babies with fingers that are stuck together, it can be really, really tricky. But even for babies that aren't stuck together, it's still really, really hard to be diligent about it. So, really glad I got these cotton toothpicks because they're really doing me a favor here. When it comes to rolling and avoiding buildup. Okay. Well, mhm. And now we have our foot. Sorry, I needed to stretch. And that's little baby foot. Kiss the toesies for good luck. Mwah. Now let's paint. Stir it up before it settles. Now the thing is, this is like 3 milliliters per tiny toothpick of paint, and as you can see, this has managed to like successfully cover most, if not all, of the reborn doll parts that we have. I'm sorry, I'm shaking water out of this one. That's another thing about small holes. It's a lot harder to get the water out. It's a lot harder to get the water out when you wash them. And normally that's why you're supposed to let them dry overnight, but I was not patient. I'm sorry. My middle name in Gideamaka is Igbo for patience. Igbo, not Igbo. It's a Nigerian ethnic group. That is my ethnic group. I am Igbo. Both my mom and my biological dad were from Nigeria. And yeah, that's about it. So Ndidi Amaka is patience in Igbo, but ironically enough, it is something that I have struggled with a lot throughout my life. I am not the most patient person I know. I don't like waiting around for others, and I get frustrated when I have to wait due to my own shortcomings or when things happen in my life, whether it's my fault or not. But it is something that it's humble to me. It's a reminder to be patient. Nothing quite like having a middle name that humbles you. Huh? Whoa. Your ass. So, real talk, I've been figuring out how I've been thinking of maybe clearing out the shoes in my closet in order to make room for reborn doll kits that I can store the base parts in and some supplies as well. It would free up a lot of containers that I could use as storage. But of course, I need to do laundry first, so I'm definitely gonna see what I can do Sunday. Okay, now we're gonna take our sponge and of course pat dry any excess. Okay, so here's the thing. Oop. Oh yeah, that's probably as good as it needs to get anyhow. Sorry. I keep on pulling it to my face. I don't want to forget I'm on stream. This is really calming to do. Just pat away your problems. Pat, 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 pat. There are little dimples on the arms and the legs. That's adorable. Oh. Base done. So cool beans. This is almost done drying. It's not quite there yet. You can see some parts that are shiny, and if you attempt to pat them dry now, you'll just make the kit a bit more moist. So we're gonna go ahead and let that sit. In the meantime, we can just go ahead and take a music break. That is Flesh 06. I really don't want to waste it. We can come back to this later. Let's clean this brush. We don't really need it much anymore. And you just clean it with regular water and you wipe it off in the cloth. Twitch.tv. Let's see what we can relax to. Sorry, I thought I saw something. People are cute little bunny. There you go, Miss Rabbit. What is your favorite snack? As I said in the chat, I like Lay's original chips. And admittedly, I am really craving for some, so I may go ahead and get them. Hopefully you won't hear me munching on them. In the meantime, I'll leave the music on in order to continue and have that playing as a break. Ironically enough, my dog just likes the chips. You have some, go eat them. You want it? That's okay, Cleveland. Yeah, I remember how you did it. You want to pass the ring. You want to go on. There you go. Good girl. Is there... sorry. I am, in fact, taking a snack break, and I am very hungry. But we are also waiting for the head to finish drying. Cleo has finished her snack too. But her snack was a dog bone. I will be completely honest here. These chips are really good. But I swear. For anybody who would like to say hello in the chat, what did you do today that you enjoyed? What did any of you do today that you particularly enjoyed? Me, I enjoyed going to my local computer repair shop and talking to the people there. They are really kind. They're a family-run business, and they have been for like over 15 years, which is super impressive. And I talked to them about ring lights, and apparently there are ring lights that change color from LED lighting to natural lighting, and even to night lighting. So I will definitely look into that. Apparently, they're not even that expensive either. So that's on the to-do list for after stream. we're back. Na, na, na. Size this back down. Oops. Mrs. Rabbit with her babies. And we are back. Thank you so much for being patient throughout the snack break. I'm sorry, I just really needed that. Sometimes you just get hungry and you gotta put something in your stomach somehow. So that's the thing with that. So now that we're back, we're gonna go ahead and see if we can plug in the oven and start preheating it. That head is pretty much dry. That's as dry as it's gonna get. Now, the thing about heat set paint is that it has to be baked in an oven. A convection oven is preferred. Preferably one that you use only for, only for baking your kits. So, what we are gonna do is I'm gonna take this lovely head, which is now completely dry, and I'm gonna go ahead, a little bit of hair, and preheat the oven so then we can bake it. Can I turn this towards the oven? There's our oven! Wow, look at that. I'm probably not gonna keep it on there for very long to be told. So in here, as the light turns on, you can see that there is a thermometer. It hangs off of the oven. And I look at that in order to see it turn up to, at the minimum, 250 degrees. Look at that light. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, there we go. That's a little bit better. At the very least, it's better for me so then I'm able to see. So while we wait for the oven to heat, there are some things about heat set paints and baking in ovens that you need to know. It's important to have air circulation. I have a fan on right now. It's up here, right above me, and it is also recommended that you bake in between 250 to 285 degrees in order to set the paint on Genesis heat set paints. I went ahead and I turned on another fan in order to increase that circulation. So it is also extremely important so that you make sure that your kits do not get baked at a temperature over 300 degrees. The most for regular paint you want to do is 280 to 285, even for matte layers or sealants. And the reason why you don't want to go up to 300 degrees is because if you do, what will happen is that the kit can get deformed, it can melt, it can bobble. A vinyl, even soft vinyl, is basically just fancy plastic. You don't want to deform your plastic if you want a pretty nice doll. Or maybe you do and you want to go for a different effect on your dolls. Either way, just be very precautious of that. It's getting up to 200 relatively quick. So the thing about this convection oven is that it's a fan. It circulates heat throughout this glass tray, and it's sitting on a pizza. What is it called? A pizza stone. It's sitting on a pizza stone, so it's not sitting on the bed, and it's not going to overheat the bed at all. So this is completely safe. Pizza stones can take quite a lot of heat, but for something as low as 250 degrees, this is basically nothing. And even then, there's plastic lifting it off from the ground. So there's a lot you don't necessarily have to worry about. It's just important to take precautions regardless. $225. So, for our base layer for heat set paints, we're only going to bake for at least 6 minutes. When you bake for that 6 minutes, it's going to set the paint, and basically you won't be able to remove anything. So it's important that if you have excess errors or paints, or God forbid you make a mistake when you paint something, you can take your sponge and very easily wipe it off, even when it's dry. Just add a little bit of your odorless paint thinner to a sponge and wipe it off before you set it in heat set. Because once you set it in heat set, you're either going to have to paint over it or it's there for good, buddy. Sorry. You just know what you're doing and don't rush things. It's always important to be patient. Thank you for being a good girl. Okay. We are right at the 250 mark. I'm going to lift this up. That stops the baking process. The baking process will not start again until I put that handle down. So lift up very gently. There you go, oh. Oh wow. I think we're gonna have to lay this down. Yeah, that's a pretty big head. Let's lay it down. Hopefully that doesn't deform anything. Oh, geez. There we go. We're laying the head on its side because it's really tall. It's a big head. Hey Siri, set a timer for 6 minutes.
6 minutes. Counting down.
I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that this doesn't warp the vinyl. It really shouldn't. I have unfortunately stood heads up, and because they were a bit big for this, it ended up imprinting some of that fan onto the vinyl. But we are just going to keep a really tight eye on this. As you can tell, there is cloth at the bottom. And they recommend not using the rack because the rack can imprint on the vinyl. So you put a little cloth, and you make sure that the temperature is well maintained. You can see now because we lifted the lid. Because we lifted the lid, that the temperature did go down a bit. But it'll get up to 250 pretty soon, and we're gonna make sure to maintain it between that 250 to 255. Especially, you only want to go up to 280 or 285 for like your matte sealers. Other than that, you're gonna use 275 as the max for regular heat set layers. In the meantime, if you guys took a snack break, I really hope you enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed mine. To the one person who's been in the stream, thank you. I really appreciate you sticking by to watch for so long. I really hope that you're enjoying what you're seeing so far. I know I am. 4 minutes left. We are getting above that 200 mark. That would be 252 to 254.
we're getting really close to that 275. So when it gets really close to there, in order to make sure it doesn't exceed it, what we can do is that we can pop the handle. It's getting really close. We only have 2 minutes left on the timer. It's about there right now, so what I'm gonna go ahead and do, I don't think we need to lift it just yet. See, that's the electromagnetic coil. Oop, that heats up. And the fan circulates the air, and the hot air is what makes the kit. Okay, it's at 275. We're gonna pop this now, so that it doesn't overbake or overheat. We have literally a minute and less than 30 seconds left. So as soon as that timer goes off, I'm gonna have to be very careful. Lift the head out of there and place it over on my rack. That can be a bit tricky when it's hot and when there's a dog moving around, but we will try our best for this. Yeah. Oh. Thank you, little girl. Less than 30 seconds left. It really is a waiting game when it comes to this stuff, but I will be honest with you. I think I'll wait until tomorrow or maybe later to stream me doing the veins. I was not expecting this stream to last as long as it did, especially just for a base layer. So I'm glad that so many of you guys, well, the one person who stayed consistently had a good time. That makes me pretty happy. Oh, and there goes our timer. We're gonna hit stop on that. Lift this up. Move it over as quickly as possible. The vinyl is pretty warm. So, yeah, we're just gonna set it to dry. Well, not dry, but to cool on that rack. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our arms and our legs and set them in the oven. Let's move this around a bit. I'm gonna be real. The arms and the legs are pretty big. They're gonna be really snug. This is gonna be a really snug bake. I may have to bake them separately. Simply because the last thing you want is for your parts to melt together while they're in the oven because they were smushed. Let's separate these. Hey Siri, set a timer for 6 minutes.
6 minutes, starting now.
Lovely stuff. So this is gonna get up to back to 250 again, and that's gonna set the paint on this. I personally enjoy how cool the oven looks on camera when it heats up, and then it becomes clearer to view. That is really cool. Whoa, nice stuff. I turn off the UV light now. We need that to be seen. close to 250 degrees on this. And we're basically at the 3-minute, 30-second mark. I went ahead and I gave an update status on the delivery of one of my reborn dolls. It's looking like it'll get there Monday instead of today. But that's okay. As long as he gets there safe and sound. That's what matters. That's looking like it's gonna hit the 275 mark. So let's lift that up. We have 1 minute and 30 seconds left, so it's going to stay at that temperature for quite some time. Just a waiting game. Here we go. The arms are ready to be removed. You gotta move quickly but carefully. Take a leg, place it down, move it on. Take a leg, place it down. That's really hot, but you know what? I need it to be exactly where I can see it. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Set a timer for 6 minutes.
6 minutes. Counting down.
Thank you. Okay. After this final bake, I think we're gonna go ahead and end stream. As excited as I was to show you guys veining, I think you can wait till tomorrow, and that's fine. I am not 100% in a rush. I'm really excited to show you guys this process though, because it means a lot to me. It helps me calm down, and it can be really fun to bring something to life. But it's not right over the vinyl. I don't want it to leave an impression. For anyone who's wondering what I'm talking about, the thermometer. I don't want the thermometer to leave an impression on the vinyl. Just passing the 250 mark. We're good. In less than 3 minutes, it'll be complete. At the 275 mark yet, and that's okay. We've got roughly 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Hit that 275 mark. Let's go ahead and flip the lid. Yeah, I passed it a bit, but honestly, that's not a big deal. No, it's right on it. Good. We have a minute and 30 seconds left. I will say that these parts, when you have a fan running in the background, don't take very long to cool at all. Not even the head. The head's almost done cooling, which makes me really excited for tomorrow. I will say it was less than 30 seconds before that timer goes off. I'm going to go ahead and get started on ending the stream. First of all, I just want to say thank you for showing up. It means a lot to me that you cared enough to come in, even if it wasn't for a very long time, or if you stayed the whole time. Oh. Second of all, I want to say that tomorrow, I really hope to get started on veining. I think veining is probably one of the coolest steps of the process, and I know for a fact I love it, so hopefully you'll love it too. The third thing I would like to say is that in addition to all of that, I want to keep trying new things. I'm excited to finish painting this reborn doll, but I'm also excited to see if I can sculpt on stream and to continue to upload my VODs to YouTube. I'm starting a new job, which is a very big thing, but this job may provide some stability and it won't require me to commute, and I'll be able to rebuild my savings and do all sorts of cool things. But I'm not gonna get too ahead of myself. I always have to remind myself that my middle name is Patience. It's in Yamaka. So I will continue to be patient and take things one or two steps at a time. Oh, there are the legs. They weren't baking, technically speaking, so it was fine to leave them in there. One adorable Chunkamaka. And here is the other. They are so cute. But yeah, thank you so much for sticking around for the base coat. Tomorrow we do veins. And the fact that you guys or anybody out there would stick around this long to watch the whole stream, let alone watch the VOD when I make sure it's published to YouTube, it means a lot to me. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. You all take care. Bye. Goodbye.